Good morning, everybody. Right, I'm just walking the dog, and then later I have got to get my car MOT'd. Some water's got into that rear brake light, and I'm hoping that's not going to affect the MOT. I guess we're going to find out in just a few minutes, because I'm heading off to get the car checked over. Yay! Passed! So that's great. A bit of a sort of check on, keep an eye on the tyres, the insides of wearing, so maybe the tracking might be slightly out, but other than that, we're golden. Right.
Oh, hello.
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 Hello, Alfie. Hello. Good boy. Look, not in the car, please. Good boy. No, not that either. Come on. You get back in there. Good boy. Yeah, she passed, so that's handy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, need the front tyres need attention, like, quite soon. To be fair, they told me they needed attention in the last MOT, and here we are 12 months later, so...
She needs a manicure, does she?
I did tell the guy tyres tend to last about 40,000 miles on my car, so that's good. But yeah, anyway, so that's something I don't have to worry about now. All sorted? Yeah, all sorted. Right, you're going to go in, Albie. I'll see you guys in a bit. MOTs always make me a little bit nervous, because you just never know what they might come up with, but on the upside, electric vehicles have got a lot less to go wrong with them, so that's handy. And yeah, anyway, main thing is it passed, so that's another year taken care of. I mean, there are things I want to get done. The door handle is sort of wearing a bit thin, and that rear brake light that's got water in it is probably not ideal and will need replacing at some point, but it's always something, isn't there? Oh, well, that was fun. We we lost the key to the outside. One of the kids had taken it out and lost it around the garden, so we just had a great big sort of find the key kind of game we've all been playing. Yay! Kids, huh? Who'd have them? Anyway, problem solved. The key, as it turns out, was discovered under the dining room table, along with some ornamental rocks that had been moved there. So yes, all's well that ends with the key back in the key box. Right, so rounding up the whole sort of Tesla MOT experience, I luckily, touch wood, have not had any problem with MOTs with that car so far. It has passed every single one, sometimes with advisories for things like tyres, like in this case where, I do have some wear on the inside at the front, so perhaps the tracking is slightly out. That said, they did actually mention that it was wearing more on the inside than the rest last year, and these are the same tyres. So, I mean, I get the most enormous mileage out of my tyres. It's usually around sort of 40,000 miles, 40 to 45,000 miles, depending on what kind of driving I'm doing. And that's because I tend to drive in a pretty calm, sedate way, generally speaking, because that's the best from a range point of view, it's the best from an energy consumption point of view, which is range, and it's best from a car wear point of view, and that's probably my main goal here really, is I just want to get the maximum mileage possible out of the vehicle. So, it's got its second battery now, which it had at 164,000 miles, and it's now got 178, almost 179,000 miles, so it's a pretty high mileage car. So yeah, I drive it really carefully. As I said to the MOT guy, I drive it like a priest on Sunday, almost always. And so far that's been working out fairly well for me. There have been a bunch of things that have gone wrong with the car over the time that I've had it, but most of those things are kind of early car problems, like, car door handles and stuff. And fairly rarely is it actually to do with the vehicle. And from an electric motor point of view, MOTs are great because there's no emissions to be had. The underside of the car is completely clear. He had me pop the hood so he could sort of check what was going on under there, and it's just basically the frunk and a bunch of plastic fairings, and that's literally all he can see. So yeah, anyway, I mean, that is one of the things that that I'm very pleased about. You know, when I bought the car, I was hoping that the fact it was electric would mean that as it aged, it would age more gracefully than your average petrol or diesel car. Because I've had petrol and diesel cars in the past, and generally speaking, by the time they get to about 8 to 10 years old, you get into that cycle of something fairly major going wrong every 6 months. And usually when that thing goes wrong, it's something that will actually stop you from being able to drive the car properly. Say the radiator's not working, so the engine overheats, big problem. Or, you know, the electrics conk out. I've had that a few times. Peugeot. It was an old car, so anyway, actually, while we're on the subject of the Peugeot, quite a lot of things went wrong with that. It kind of put me off old cars, quite honestly. I had a airbag light problem and all sorts. Yeah, there are things that are not so great, like that rear light seems to get water in it and then stop working and need replacing, which isn't exactly cheap, and that has happened before. One thing that's amazing is that the discs and pads are fine. This is my second set of discs and pads. I can't remember exactly how old the car was when I got the first set changed. I think it was something like 120,000 miles or something mad. And even then, they got replaced not because they had worn, but because they were corroded through under use. So it's one of the oft-touted benefits of regen braking. And while we're on the subject, the fact that the tyres wear so slowly and the brakes wear so slowly actually puts pay to the lie that, you know, EVs, because they're heavier, are going to lead to a higher amount of particulate pollution from brakes and tyres. If that was the case, I'd be going through the tyres and brakes quicker than in a petrol or diesel car. However, despite the weight, the fact that it tends to drive smoothly, tends to encourage smooth driving, electric vehicles do. Actually, I'm fairly confident that electric vehicles produce less particulate pollution than petrol or diesel cars because they are so smooth. You don't get a jerk as you sort of, change gears. You tend to accelerate in a smoother way. And you tend to brake in a smoother way because of the regen braking. You may start braking a little bit sooner and sort of, just let the regen take the vast majority of the speed out. I mean, that's how I drive. I, generally speaking, don't apply the brake pedal until I'm going at about 10 miles an hour or less. Unless I have to, of course, in which case, that's a different thing. But yeah, from a pollution point of view, at the roadside, no question in my mind whatsoever, electric vehicles are miles ahead of petrol or diesel vehicles. That's what I reckon. Anyway, so MOT, yay, car, double yay, and I hope I can get, many more years of hassle-free driving out of it. We will see. Right, well, I hope you found today's video fun and interesting. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can follow me on Instagram and X if you like. The link's in the description. If you're looking for another way to support the channel, I've got an Octopus Referral link in the description as well. That will enable us to share £100 sign-on bonus if you swap your energy to Octopus. And I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters because you guys are awesome. And I will see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Bye!